This week we're going to highlight the latest crop condition ratings from the USDA and take a look at the latest short-term weather trends. We're going to turn our attention to the export market for beans, where there's quite a bit of attention on China at the moment. We're going to wrap things up with the long-term review of November soybean futures. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the soybean market. We moved into the last half of June here, and this soybean market remains weak. Let's take a look at the latest crop condition updates from the USDA. Now, the USDA on Monday of this week came out and said that nationwide good to excellent crop ratings were 66%. Notice that's up a point from last week and right in line with where it was last year at this time. Notably this week we saw some improvements in Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan, as well as up in the northern plains. Let's take a look at the history of the crop condition index now. Notice it's kind of in the mix of where it's been in recent years, slightly above where it was last year at this time, but here's the key message. Look at moving forward to mid-June all the way into harvest there. There's room for that index to improve. We did see years like that, like 2020. We also saw years where that index declined, and notably in 2022. That's why it's critical that you continue to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to manage price movement. Let's shift gears now and focus on weather trends. Let's take a look at the short-term forecast. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-Storm Weather. Starting out here looking at rainfall on Wednesday of this week. Across that pink area, if you will, we're looking at totals of a half inch, maybe an inch and a half, and maybe some potent storms across that area. This weekend, we're looking for more potent systems to move across the Midwest. However, the rainfall moves a bit south, again across that pink area, half inch to an inch and a half. Let's look now to the end of the month, to the end of June. Across that pink area there, maybe above normal rainfall totals here the next 2 weeks. Let's quantify that now. We'll be looking at total precip over the next 2 weeks. Notice on this map, we really don't see any areas of significance for bean production below normal precip. So we don't make a bean crop in June, of course, so we're getting into July and, of course, the critical pod set and pod fill period in August, but it is giving the crop a good drink here. Let's shift gears now and focus on export trends. Looking at aggregate exports, of course, we're in the last quarter of the marketing year, June, July, and August. We're looking at exports for 25-26 are 18% lower than last year. Of course, as we highlight China here, that's the primary reason why we're seeing weaker exports. However, we do want to note that the ATI bias is old crop U.S. soybean exports are slightly better than the latest USDA forecast. China remains the key wild card, though. With prices breaking, will they buy? And will they buy old or new crop? We don't know the answer to that. That's why it's critical that you continue to maintain flexibility in your marketing for any remaining old crop and especially for new crop, keeping a floor in place and leaving the upside open. Let's wrap things up this week looking at trends in November beans. Now, November beans, as we tape here on Tuesday, are trading about $11.45 a bushel. Notice there, though, from mid-June all the way into harvest, quite a bit of potential for price volatility in the bean market, both to the upside and the downside. Again, that's why it's critical that you continue to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to avoid price prediction. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 309-664-2300. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants who'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and never miss an update. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.